Back to the Houston Business Hour. It's Wednesday, so we're talking sports business. Alan Robinson and myself, Kevin Price, and talking to a great person on and off the court, and that is John Lucas. I tell you, I appreciate John. You know, in our I've seen you many times over the years. Of course, on the court, I've seen you in interviews, and I really appreciate the human side of you. You're a very human individual, which often you lose some of that when you reach celebrity status, particularly among athletes. Athletes tend to be extremely protective, and I notice your candor's refreshing. Well, let's just put it that way.
Thank you. I owe a lot of that to my recovery. I was highlight term a public drunk, and so I had to grow up publicly, so I don't have any secrets.
Right.
And so sometimes my honesty gets me in trouble. I have to be careful about the brutal honesty, so I have to kind of be here. But thank you very much. That's a nice thing to say.
Alan, you're going to jump in with several great comments during the break. I'd like you to pursue that. That'd be great.
Well, a part of it is this. It takes a growth process to be at John's level to where your life is on stage in all capacities. And a lot of professional athletes can't handle that in different ways. It put different kind of pressures on you, and you react differently relative to what your upbringing and where you feel like you need to go in life. But at the same time, I think John is a great commodity here for us, particularly for the younger generation who needs to understand that you are an entertainer and a role model whether you choose to be or not, just because of your profession. So you cannot go out and just do anything ordinarily, because whatever you do is ordinarily is magnified in the community by the media because you are a public figure. It's much like a corporation. You are a brand, and everywhere you go, your brand is represented. So you got to understand that from growing up in the community that you are what you are based on your physical gifts. At the same time, John has been in a situation where he's taken this particular opportunity and turned it from what they call, lemon and made lemonade. So his personal life now is on an example not only to himself, and he's strong-willed and capable of staying grounded, but yet now proceed to see and speak upon those other people who have challenges in their lives, because all of us have them. It's just that athletes' public challenges are just that, public. And you have to understand that.
Chris, one of the first conversations I have with my teams, and I'm a little different than Larry Brown and Phil, as a coach, because I bring a different. I'm just a former player, and I talk to them about domestic violence. I talk to them about being out in the city, being out in the community, and the experience is a great teacher. With little kids, and you see kids that have become athletes, you see what's down the road for them, and you try to tell them, and they don't see that. And sometimes you have to let them go through the experience to get there. And that's one of the things in sports. I really tried to get the commissioner to buy houses for teams where these guys that are being drafted at 19 and 20 years old and don't have a desire to go to college, a lot of them don't have life skills. And when you don't go to college, that's where you get your majority of life skills. They think education, that's how you learn to live with others, away from your house, share things, and be a part of a team. So now you have a 20-year-old with a 33-year-old with a major disconnect. And that's one of the big things with business that goes on. It keeps the things that you have to have assistant coaches and people around them. If I'm gonna make an investment in $2 million a year, I gotta make sure that you don't embarrass my product to cost me 20 season tickets.
Right.
And so everything is affected. I'll give you a great example. Michael Vick, it's a big debate among the sports world about what happened with him. He represented the Atlanta Falcons, which is not half of the segment of Atlanta. He represented all of Atlanta. And then you have Nike, who pays him. With his decisions, is he represented? Now, what was he did? Yes, he probably saw that in his neighborhood and where he grew up. And that was probably their way of entertainment. But when he reaches a different level, that's not acceptable for him. So there is a double standard.